Hi there, it's me, Kate, or Extreme Fever internationally. I'm a linguist and founder of Amolingua. And we start a series of episodes dedicated to my travel adventures and linguistic discoveries. Well, it's a podcast. I still don't know its name. Probably it's going to be called Adventures of a Curious Linguist. Well, we found out in a few episodes. It's unscripted. I just put down names of my stories. Well, there are quite a lot of them. So it's an experiment. We'll see how it will go eventually. Like, what's your reaction? Whether you'd like to hear more of my stories, or we'll just end it up in 5-10 episodes. So we'll see. But anyways, let's begin. Episode 1, Story 1. Have you ever got lost? Like, really got lost? In unknown location, unknown city, unknown road, wherever. Well, this happened to me. Well, many years ago, that happened. Imagine sunny afternoon, like late afternoon, London, central London, to be precise, Trafalgar Square. And you see two teenage girls frantically running around the square, yelling, saying some gibberish, and occasionally cursing in English and probably in some other languages. What would you think? So those two teenage girls were me and my friend Jane. We got lost exactly there around the Trafalgar Square. And we really lost our heads, like lost our minds at that very moment. Because we were running out of time. It was almost 6 p.m. and we were supposed to be around our bus. But what kind of bus? Like a bus with our friends, as we were on a study trip. And so we were told that the bus would leave, well, without us. If we weren't there. I mean, obviously they would have waited for us, like now I understand it. But back in time, no. Because it was like 6 p.m. sharp. It's like, what to do? So we were running around, coming up to like policemen, just like shaking, literally like shaking, Mr. Policeman, like, Dad, you know where our bus is. Like, how can you ask a policeman where our touristic bus, right? So like, how can you do it if he hasn't seen it? Like, he doesn't know what you're talking about. Anyways, we were like, because we were underage. I was like, what, 15? Yeah, so it's just like, to get lost in London. So then I decided to do something. But to this, we'll come a little bit later. First, let's see how it all started and why we got lost. Well, an hour earlier, we indeed arrived there in that town with our bus, with our friends. And we were given 1 free hour, like, or around an hour. Well, the point was that as nerds, and we were nerds, as it was a linguistic study trip, we decided to go to a bookshop. There was 5 of us, precisely, and each of us was on a mission. We're all going to one of the most famous bookshops here in London. Probably workshops as well are, well, held there. I don't know. It was Waterstones. And I was on a mission to buy one of the books from Harry Potter series. You know, it was a time when still John Rowling was writing Harry Potter. Imagine how many years ago it happened. And my friend Jane, being a huge fan of the Queen, wanted to buy something about the Queen. The Queen, right? Okay. Hold on. So when we arrived, we all kind of scattered around the bookshop. And I remember being left with Jane in front of our sales assistant, being a bit confused. Well, here's a disclaimer. I'm not a racist. I have friends, different cultures, different continents. Amazing. But here it was literally the very first time when we encountered ourselves, just face to face in such a situation with a guy, well, coming from different skin origins. Well, he was probably, well, British, African, like British black, whatever you call him. But for us, for kids coming from Eastern Europe, that was just a shock. We're like, wow, wow, this man is like a sales assistant. How cool is that? And the guy was really cool because he greeted us. His first question was, okay, how can I help you? So I was like, I need Harry Potter, blah, blah, blah. So obviously, there were different editions. There was like hardcover, softcover. I wanted hardcover. He was trying to convince me to get softcover because it's cheaper. I was like, no, 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 I need hardcover. So crazy. But while we're doing this, so my friend was like, well, we need to get, well, something about the Queen. It's like, yeah, right. Well, we're like nudging each other. Elbows, how we're going to answer it. It was like, okay, listen, Harry Potter is cool, but we are actually like on a serious mission. We are looking for a biography of the Queen. And the guy kind of got confused. He was like, okay, so one wants like Harry Potter, okay, the other one wants like something about the Queen. Yeah, probably like typical tourists. And he was like, okay, follow me. And in the middle of his walk, he stopped, like he froze literally, like in the middle of a step, turned around and asked, girls, what do you actually want? Do you want the biography of the Queen or the Queen? We are the champions, my friend. And he literally started playing the guitar. We're like, yeah, we want this one. And he burst out laughing. And we joined him. Because we totally forgot that in that country, in the UK, there are two queens. There's the Queen and the Queen, like, yeah, they're abusing that. So it was like so funny. Eventually he accompanied us, yeah. You see all the books, like all the materials dedicated to a band. We got very excited. But when we bought everything what we wanted, so I was happy with Harry Potter, and she was happy with some book, but the band, we lost our friends. And it wasn't funny at all, given that we were literally kind of like, we were not sure where to go. We agreed with them to meet at the entrance of the bookstore, but they were nowhere to find. And when we got out, like to the street, we realized that we had no clue at all where our bus was. It was all the time to, well, go back. And that's how, well, we found ourselves rushing around the square and looking for, well, for anybody who had seen our bus. So eventually, what I decided to do, I decided to call my mom to ask her the phone number of one of our, well, teachers, guides. That's crazy, given that I had called my mom just like a couple of hours earlier for the first time, because it was a time when like such calls, international calls, were extremely expensive. I don't know, like 50 euro, $50 like per call? Insane. But I had no other option. Funny enough, I didn't have any phone number, you know, like reason that, I mean, like, why didn't I have any of our teachers' phones? I didn't know But we didn't think of it, like we didn't think beforehand that we could get lost, you know. So anyways, I called my mom, trying to stay calm, just like, oh yeah, I just need to check because like, yeah, we've been looking for her because I couldn't tell her. That was like I was thousands miles away, and I got lost. Anyways, at least not alone with a friend of mine. So I called her. Indeed, she gave me the number, and then at that very moment, while we were crossing, well, one of you know, like traffic lights, we saw a couple of girls from our group who were like, oh my. We rushed straight to them, hugged them, like as if they were our dearest and nearest. And they're like, oh, girls, you're here, why are you here? Like, yeah, it's time. It's almost like 6, so it's actually like past 6. So like, what about our bus? And they were like, oh, we were given extra time. Like, seriously? Yeah, like half the bus, like turned up. So yeah, they just gave us more time. I was like, oh my god, oh my god. So girls then, these girls accompanied us back to the bus and went for a walk. And what do you think? Our 3 friends were exactly there waiting for us. It's an ice cream. Well, we got mad at them. But the whole story about the Trafalgar Square got so deep into our brains that after that, we would never step aside from our main group, even if we wanted to take pictures and do something, because we were just like helpless. We knew that if another time we get lost, probably we will have to go to the police. Well, that's a story for today. Share your crazy stories. Share how you got lost somewhere on a trip. Share your weird stories, well, linguistic discoveries. Put hashtag Amolingua. We're going to read those stories and feature the best ones in our social media. Bye bye. Ciao.